Haven City, a city that belongs to a powerful leader named Anarchy 12, a man feared and viewed as a god due to his ability to seemingly control everything that has a chip in it. His vision was inescapable, and his philosophy of only the strong surviving turned Haven City into a jungle. Some speculate that Anarchy 12 is from the future due to his wisdom and perception of the world they live in. No one can truly recall the beginning of his reign, and the history of Haven is obscured. Those who attempt to delve too deep into the history of the city seem to disappear. The only person who could ever stand up to Anarchy 12 was Gordon Gale, also known as Tempest. With the remnants of information from the past cycle, Tempest was inspired to pour resources into the science of gamma mutation with a gate scientist named Polamic Stillwell. A journey that led to the discovery that every living creature on the planet had strange genetic code and are actually a species called gamma types. Polamic Stillwell and the Gate Center learned to awaken this mutation by way of an unnamed virus and began to administer this virus to volunteers, granting them fantastic abilities, turning them into gamma type 1s. Tempest would then go on to form a force of responsible super G-types who would protect the people from Anarchy's reign in the cutthroat environment he created. Anarchy would go on to hunt G-types for his own research, as well as battle the Gate Center, but often resulted in living people's lives lost in fights against machines. Because of this, Tempest would begin to avoid these skirmishes. Besides, Tempest had bigger fish to fry. Tempest knew there was a hidden faction, a cult, that would soon rise and bring the world to an end, and if he could be prepared for it, Haven may have a chance. So Tempest keeps the gamma mutation research to himself, so Tempest keeps the gamma mutation research to himself, so that only heroes are made with the virus. However, it was experimental, and its side effects were nothing to ignore. So keeping the research a secret was justified. A radical doctor named J.T. Skriller rose onto the scene and claims to know how the Gate Center is creating G-types and accusing them of lying about their methods, as well as holding back the evolution of mankind. Skriller discovered that gamma mutation is simply the ability to tap into the pan-dimensional realm called Panet to bring about various effects. Unbeknownst to both Skriller and Polamic Stillwell, both are correct and have found means to the same end. The Panet dimension is where old code from past cycles are stored, but without knowledge of the tank, it seems like the powers are just being tapped from another dimension. The virus Polamic Stillwell discovered is simply a virus that harbors lethal amounts of gamma mutation, triggering the genes to awaken, similar to how the scheduled gamma event is designed to awaken the mutations, except the virus is a more potent and thus dangerous means to awakening these genes. Both parties battle over who is right, and Dr. Skriller has become a big and scary figurehead threatening to expose the city to the Panet dimension to further evolution. He intends to do this by nuking an entire district with what he calls a void canister, which will replace a proximity of the explosion with the Panet dimension. His threats are met with fury and curiosity, as some oppose his scientific views, but most want to evolve. Meanwhile, Void Mackay reemerges from the void in the middle of a busy intersection moments after Grinfall hits. He is immediately identified as the Nebu Beast King, and many who know of his legend believe he is here to fulfill prophecy. However, Mackay doesn't understand that the world was wiped and is vastly confused. The rumbling of Grinfall awakens R-Type X, who finds himself bound in a facility under the Atla district with other incomplete G-types, all guarded by Mother Goose. His memories are wiped and his Libra stored away. Resonant can be seen sitting in a strange, hazy, and dreamlike room surrounded by Deftude, Nam, and Drafko. They seem to be unworried by Grinfall and unaffected. As a war of science and discovery ensues during an era of anarchy, a massive meteor plummets into the city without a moment's notice. This is the scheduled gamma event designed to trigger mutations, Grinfall. With this event and the tank no longer being monitored, the outcome of this gamma calamity will surely cause unforeseen events and an undesired outcome. Season 2 begins with your character having no memory of the Emerald Prophecy or the gamma event that gave you your powers in previous cycles. The only characters that have 100% of their memory is the multidimensional Poke Turner. The only characters that have 100% of their memory is the multidimensional Poke Turner and Timbers Gray because of the device that he has, along with everyone from the Void Dimension, including K. McVeigh, who is also excluded from the erasure. Anarchy 12 has all of his memories except anything pertaining to the Survey Day cult and the gods. And Tempest knows of nothing but the cult and the gods. Of course, the Instigator knows all, in addition to his pursuers entering the planet from the outside universe. Grinfall has struck the city once again, causing death and destruction, as well as triggering the awakening. However, due to the abandoned tank controls, the awakening happens with some other complications. The game starts with your character mutating amongst the chaos. When the mutation awakens, this triggers the code inside of you, allowing you to recall your knowledge of your ability from previous cycles, and it feels natural. This is why your ranks are the same, as it allowed the Instigator to continue to improve on your design. Good luck.